Okay, let me ask you a question though.
Ask.
How do you feel about when like younger people are not familiar with a certain artist? And for example, like I genuinely didn't know who Wale was, but I've heard one of his tracks.
Yes.
But when I seen him face to face, I didn't know who he was. Like a lot of the older folks are saying, "Hey, he's supposed to know this. Like he's so involved in hip hop, he's supposed to know this." And like it's so tough on me. I'm like, bro, that's don't know.
Well, hip hop is a very it's a complex subject, bro, that has a lot of history. And I call it a subject because hip hop it literally was created because of influences, especially from our culture. That's why people feel so passionate. Now the Wale situation, I can't necessarily speak about it because that moment, I think, well, the way I saw it, you're moving. You in and out. You hosting a freaking show. Like, but for Wale's standpoint, he is one of the legends in the game of hip hop. So it didn't make sense for the backlash or the criticism because I didn't feel like that was warranted. But I'm saying,
but what do you do when somebody is innocently born in 2001?
Yes, that's not your fault.
Yeah, it's not. That's not your fault. That's what I say. It's inevitable. I feel like some things are just like inevitable because like people are raised different. Like, bro, I was on Michael Jackson up until like freshman year of high school. I didn't bump nothing else. Michael Jackson. Then I got into the New York rap and shit.
Yeah,
Feel me? G Herbo, Little Baby coming up. A Boogie. That's when I got into that. You feel me? But not yet.
No, but I feel like now that you're at this level, they're gonna expect you to know these things. And
why shall they expect?
Because that's the way the industry has been for a while. And you kind of took the entertainment industry by storm, where they're putting expectations on you because this is what was done before you. If someone is popular or quote unquote famous, or they have a platform in today's world, or back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it wasn't expected to know all that, but you had to know your history. Knowing the history is important. Doesn't mean you have to know everybody. It's just at that moment, I'm pretty sure Wale, after all the things that he's built, felt some type of way as a grown man. But you're also entitled to feel the way you feel, because I'm not neutral in this either. It's just, it was the wrong place for that anyway. Like, because he could have easily pulled you to the side. He could have easily been like, yo, just chopping up with you, bro. Yeah, and just keep it like that. But because it happened at a show and then everybody saw it and you were live streaming, it was like, that was the only reaction. It wasn't real serious.
It's like the day-to-day people that don't watch me on the internet, that only see me for my hip hop shit, I don't think they understand, like, my whole shit is just not hip hop. Like, my whole way I stream my only topic isn't hip hop. Like, it's one thing if I'm like, I only do this music shit, I react to shit that's music, and I'm the hip hop guy to go to. It's one thing if I'm claiming it. Because if I'm claiming that I'm a critic and I'm in the hip hop game, OD, and I'm saying, this is my title, then I feel like that's the right to be like, hey, you need to do your research. Hey, you need to do your history if you're gonna claim this title. But since I do IRL streams, I do creative streams, I'm with AMP, and I just love to react to music in my room. That's why I feel like that's where it's like,
What do you feel like people weren't understanding? That's you?
Yeah, people don't understand that.
Okay. That's fair though, but I think what I've come to understand...
like academics, he's so good at his shit, like he knows all his shit, but he claims that title. That's his main
No, he loves being part of hip-hop media. Yeah. But I would say this too, hip-hop is a genre that, bro, was built off a lot of people's backs that put in not only their lives on the line, but, bro, hip-hop has amassed billions and billions and billions. It was not a sexy genre or a hip genre to go to in the, think about it, like in the mid-'80s. Like rap caught on, hip-hop caught on. This is a whole philosophy behind hip-hop. There's lyricists, there's lyricism, there's beat boys, break dancing, there's graffiti involved.
Facts.
It's street.
It's deep.
It's street in the Bronx. So I think that also plays into is like when you grow up in the Bronx, they're also expecting you to know KRS-One. They're expecting you to know where in the Bronx hip hop started. Okay. Yeah, that they're expecting. That's what I'm saying. They're expecting you to know, but at the same time, when you come into it just being a fan, and that's what you are, and you're a supporter, be that. I'm a fan and supporter. I mean, I would not attempt on stream right now to criticize an album or to listen to an album, because it may include so many political things tied to it, like where artists, they feel some type of way if you do that. As an artist about your work, you're gonna feel a certain type of way about your music.
Facts.
So that's probably also why it's like you have artists that are trying their best to, also still.
We on Kyrie stream, bro.
Yo, what's up?
I can't get the shirt. Hold on. All right.
No, but that's all, bro. And I think it's a little unfair because the generation now is social media has sometimes revises history, bro. Like they're not putting some of the artists that created hip hop in front of you. They're putting who they want to put in front of you. There's some talented artists that we'll never know about, and there's some talented artists that we know and like, but they do their thing. But it's like they've entered into the industry where criticism and art mix. That's how I see it. Criticism and art mix, bro. People are gonna criticize you regardless. People are gonna criticize your art, but how you criticize, that's what people are really focused on. How you interacted with Wale instead of, oh nah, that's just what happened. It was like how you interacted with him. They're like, oh, now they're judging you for that moment, but that's not fair. But that's the role you're in now. When you're on the cover of Time, champ, people about to be looking at every move that you're making. And it is, and again, it's unfortunate, but this is what comes with it.
It's just what it is,
Because music and sports are billion-dollar industries that have heavy influence on each other. I'm influenced by music. You're influenced in your world now, streaming. But bigger than streaming, you're now platforming people that don't necessarily get to connect with your audience until they get in front of you. Like you're genre-less. Like you have many different genres, right? And that's a beautiful thing. But growing up in America, bro, a lot of black kids specifically that grow up in the trenches and come from these places that promote or produce a lot of artists, they're gonna be like, bro, why the fuck? Like he doesn't know. And that was the same thing for me. Like, bro, I was a little suburban kid too, bro. I just, once I left New York and then I'm in Jersey, bro, it takes on its own type of culture too. So you're not gonna be privy or privileged to see everything, but once you learn, good. Yeah. Because I want this should feel like every artist should come up here and regardless if you rate it a 4 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, artists should still show up behind their work. I would still show up. It's not that I don't care about anyone else's opinions because that, perception is what it is over there. But as an artist, I'm gonna stand behind my work no matter what. If you think it's trash, if someone else thinks it's good, it's subjective. Yeah. Some people think I'm trash. Some people think my game is trash. I've been in the league 14 years. When you actually have stamina behind your career and you actually have years, none of that shit really matters, but it matters to you when you're younger because you're trying to build that legacy, right? You're trying to build it, and when someone probably doesn't know what you've done as an older person, sometimes people feel disrespected. I don't care. That's me. I don't care. You know my stats. You know what I do. Cool, but as a hooper, I know the history of the game, right? That I'm in, and I appreciate it. That's why I criticize basketball. I don't criticize music. And I don't listen to music like that because I'm like, this hard position to be in, bro. That's the
beautiful thing about being a creator.
Yeah.
Is that, bro, you can cover all fields in a way. Like, creators who do content are just being themselves in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Like, you're not specifically, unless your content is based off of, like, a specific genre, whether I like to do construction, whether I like to be the guy who does music. But if you have a very wide majority of the content that you create, where like, because I feel like it's innocent for somebody to go on their computer and it's music or watch a TV show or do whatever, because everybody does that. So I feel like that's the fire thing. That's how a content creator is like. You can fully be yourself, but as you grow, it'll just get tougher. That's it. So like, for content, right? I'm a content creator, but I know my history of content creators.
Yes, you do.
Like I know a lot of history on content creators and like at least that I feel like that I study because I grew up on them. Just like how you probably was sitting in your room watching highlights and watching games live. I'm like, watching code. Nah, I gotta be there. You feel me? Yeah. So
I respect that.
Nah, yeah. It's not pre-recorded, chat.
They thinking it's pre-recorded?
They keep thinking it's pre-recorded.
No, they're probably thinking that y'all weren't gonna get on stream for a minute. So they're like,
what
the fuck? Y'all just went live for 30 days and we back in front of the same background.
Nah, yeah, it's fine,